You may be wondering what all that noise is. That's a bunch of mining rigs in the VoskCoin mining garage. Today we're reviewing a crazy new crypto mining rig. I know it's like I say that all the time now, right? Well, this one makes $30 a day on 2 different mining algorithms, which is pretty freaking cool. And one consumes almost half the power consumption of the other. And as a residential crypto miner, that kind of makes that choice a no-brainer.
And I'ma get it right, dead on sight like.
Today we're going to be reviewing this miner. We're also going to be reviewing another new miner from the same company that is mining even more money because it mines a different coin on an even more profitable mining algorithm. We're going to go through the basics of just kind of what you need to do this stuff, the setup, how much it costs, using the miner, and everything in between. This video will function as a video review, a real world mining profitability update, how I'm mining directly into Bitcoin. I'm getting paid out in Bitcoin with this miner, although it is not a Bitcoin mining rig, and then just obviously a tutorial guide on the basics of getting it set up. So let's go ahead and run 10 seconds to tell the best Shiba Inu ever, and then jump into today's video review. Crypto mining is so profitable right now. I'm serious. I mean, look, okay, look, click, here's a chart. Look, we talked about the A11 already coming soon. It exists, and there already are miners out there, the A11 miners out there mining $353 a day, and Ethereum is down in price today. Still mining $353 a day, and that's after you pay your electric bill. The A10 Pro 131, the Goldshell, a different Goldshell miner than the one we're talking about, the KD5, right now is supposed to be earning over $115 a day. The KD2 that they have coming soon, $38. And today we are reviewing the Goldshell HS5. And you look at this list, and you're like, oh wow, you're reviewing one like towards the bottom of the list. That shows how incredibly profitable mining is right now, because in retrospect, previously, if this, if you saw a miner making 20 bucks a day, it would have been at the top of that. And that does not mean that this is a bad miner. Every different miner mines different cryptocurrencies on different mining algorithms and things like that. And this, what's really cool is the HS5 from Goldshell was originally only mining designed to mine the Handshake mining algorithm, which is basically a Blake2b mining algorithm variant. So they were able to engineer into this how to mine Blake2b SIA Siacoin's fork. And there's a slight profitability discrepancy. When I was setting this up yesterday, they were both making 30 bucks a day before you paid your electric bill. We've had a slight correction in the market. Right now, $22 a day and basically $19 a day with residential electric rates of 12 cents per kilowatt hour. Say you've got like average mining farm rate of 5 cents, 26 and 21. The income is still $30 a day. That doesn't change. It's how much you're paying for electricity. But I have no doubt in my mind that these prices will rebound in the short term, and this miner will be making 30 bucks a day. There are more of them coming, so that the more miners they make, that profitability can come down. But Handshake has been ASIC mined for quite some time now, and pretty much all of their miners are at a minimum still profitable, earning more coins and money than they burn in electricity, even again at residential electric rates. I'm the most interested actually in mining Blake2b SIA and dumping that for Bitcoin. Why? Power consumption 1,500 watts, and Blake2b, okay, so long story short, we've covered this a million times on the channel, is basically Siacoin wanted ASIC miners. They said that they would, that's the direction they wanted to go. It was previously GPU mined, dual mined. People would be mining Ethereum as well as Siacoin with their graphics card at the same time. And since then, they moved to ASIC miners. Bitmain dropped the Antminer A3, which we reviewed quite a while ago, and basically punched them in the face and dropped that. It was super profitable, mining over 100 bucks a day when it first came out. They didn't like that. They had their own division, the Obelisk miners, those cool looking black and red ones. And so they were designing that and they launched that, and then they changed their algorithm from Blake2b to Blake2b SIA, basically a variant of it, making the Antminer A3s no longer able to mine their coin and only their miners. Since then, they've stopped doing those things. Obelisk Tech is no longer making mining rigs, and we see a new wave of new SIA miners from new producers. SIA, they're looking to decentralize storage and, you know, build Skynet and all that kind of stuff. So look into that if you find that interesting. But for the purpose of today's video in this market, I'm going to show you how I'm auto dumping it into Bitcoin, which if you're bullish on Bitcoin has its advantages, as well as for US citizen tax advantages. This is the basics. This is what we're dealing with. This is what it's projected to do. But I have this in my garage, so how much money are we like really making with it? If you want to learn more about our mining farm, we had a mining farm update last month, and fortunately the profitability has increased exponentially since then because of the market and a couple cool new miner additions. But you can check out this video in the link below, in the video description below, link out there, to basically kind of get up to speed on all of that. At Goldshell, they've been making a ton of miners. These are ASIC miners, application specific, integrated circuit miners, purpose-built machines for mining cryptocurrency algorithms. They can normally only do one, but because Blake2b is so similar, they've created an update for their miners, so all of their handshake only miners can now also mine SC Siacoin. And again, I love that because Siacoin is a much less intense mining algorithm as far as the power consumption goes, which again, as a residential miner, has a lot of advantages. So we're hoping to be able to get a KD5 and a KD2 currently. That's a big TBD. Again, today we're talking about the HS5. They have also launched, or brought to market more, the LT5. It's a Litecoin, Dogecoin script miner with all the Doge interest. This is pretty hot news. We reviewed the HS1 and the HS1 Plus, which is a perfect starter desktop. Literally sit on your desktop miner, like they used to call desktop computers, but then they got really big. So we click over here to the shop. All right, let's talk about how much it costs, and then I'm going to show you all the profitability and stuff like that. Everyone's always asked me, Vosk, what's the best miner I should start with? I want to start with a mining rig and this and that. Well, graphics cards are very hard to come by right now. If you're like, I want to try mining, I recommend the HS1 Plus. It's relatively cheap at $300. It's very quiet. It can sit on your desk. Comes with the power supply like shown, and boom, click there, learn the basics, have a little bit of fun, make a little bit of coin. Okay, if you want something bigger that may come with the cool lights, that that is TBD. That's not guaranteed, but anyway, we reviewed the HS3 SE, super cool miner, and it actually is quiet. I mean, listen. So it's no big spoiler. This thing is $3,500, and with the attached power supply, you do need basically commercial grade electric here, 220 plus voltage. Okay, you can run that in your house. In my garage, I have 240 volt. Basically, it's residential, single phase, 120 volt standard US electric. They take both legs of it and combine it, and you get 240 volt. It's kind of that simple. Just to be clear, it's not so simple that I think that you should do it yourself. I think it's a relatively simple concept that a lot of people complicate, and you should hire a registered electrician, certified electrician, and have him perform that upgrade to your home. I'd like to take a brief moment to thank today's video sponsor, BlockFi, because honestly, not paid to say this, I really like their app. They're based out of the US, super safe, secure, cold storage, custody of the coins by Gemini Exchange. BlockFi is backed by Winklevoss Capital. I mine my cryptocurrency straight into the BlockFi app and instantly start earning passive income interest on all the coins I mine. When I take profits into my BlockFi and then earn 8.6% on my stable coins like USDC and GUSD. And you can get up to $250 for free if you use our link in the video description below. These miners are in stock right now. Link out below. Full disclosure, it is an affiliate link. I don't talk about Goldshell miners. I was reviewing them before I ever joined their affiliate program. I just think they have cool miners, and you support the channel by using our link. So again, I really appreciate all you guys that take the time to do that. obviously tariffs and import duties and stuff like that, that's a huge variation throughout the world. I know you guys are a global audience, but for example, for me in the United States, I would get free shipping on this miner. So there's no hidden fees of like $500 that's gonna like slap you in the face like, oh my gosh, what happened? So I've got the miner set up, which I'm going to show you that here shortly. I've got it set up to Luxor mining pool, and I'll explain the pros and cons of that here shortly. And it right now shows my daily revenue of 2,413, or really 14 Siacoin SC. And if you convert that to USD, that means I've earned $24.60. Okay, but I am also using their catalyst setup here. So right now, 1,800 Siacoin have been sent to Catalyst to generate this much Bitcoin for me. How much is this much Bitcoin for me worth? Great question. Great question. So basically, that's going to be like, let's say 2/3 of the mining profitability right now, $16 in Bitcoin. So that's pretty much right on track with the Siacoin earnings if I would just take it in straight Siacoin, but then I would have to exchange it if I wanted to exchange it. Their Catalyst program basically auto converts it. In my previous testing with Zcash and using the Catalyst program, my mining profitability has seemed to be lower. So I have switched my Antminer Z15, which is an Equihash mining rig, to their switch, which basically bounces around all of the different Equihash coins and just pounds them all out and dumps them. Classic ASIC mining style. Great choice on the mining algo there, projects. But anyway, so trying that out. I'll have an update on that in the future sometime. So that's the real world mining profitability. But how long does it take to break even? It's a great question, but let's log into the miner first. So you got to put in the IP address, search a router, or use some kind of IP scanner on your network to figure out what it is. If you have DHCP, basically it randomly generates an IP address, local network for you to access. And the password is 012345678 Okay. It's not. Maybe it's 123456789. Okay, no 0. Just 1 to 9. Kind of an annoying password. You can see the online time, the fan speeds, the temps. You can see the firmware version, which I'll go ahead and upload the firmware that I'm using. This firmware, when I originally got this, it could only mine Handshake. I did some initial Handshake mining with it. It's fine. It was doing it properly. That's great. The mining profitability at the time I set this up, switching it was basically the same for my electric rate for Handshake and Siacoin. So with it being less electric, not even just the bill part, just the load, right? I went for that. So I'll go ahead and upload that. I needed the latest firmware to be able to switch the mining algorithm. So let me show you. So for whatever reason, I'm using Brave right now, and I needed to turn my shields down and be able to access this page. And so in here, you can see your temperature monitor, light indicator. If you notice in the B-roll of the HS5 miner, the light's like, yeah, I turned that on because I think it looks cool. So from here, you need to come to the pool priority, and you can add a pool, and you can put whatever information in here that you would like to do so. So for example, click. They're not showing it the easy way, but basically you see the username dot worker name, password, and then you have the stratum plus TCP, SC, US, so that's the pool address and the port. So when you come in here, you have the pool URL, you have the pool port number, you have your username dot worker name, as well as your password. And again, we come back over here to the miner page, and you can see all of those get reflected here in just the string. You can have a pool for Siacoin as well as a pool for Handshake. But if you would like to switch coins, key information here, you have to come down to the algorithm plan and switch. So Blake2b is Siacoin, Blake2b SIA 3 is the Handshake mining algorithm, HNS the other coin that you can mine with this. Other than that, it's pretty simple. I mean, you look at the miner right here, you can see it's got a little power switch on the power supply, so you can easily turn it on and off. I like that. It's more of like a good safety feature. It has a power cable, so that's a C19, C20. That's not the typical C13, C14. Keep that in mind. In addition to that, obviously, an Ethernet cable. Plug in Ethernet. Make sure the power supply is clicked to on, and then plug in the power cable and connect it to a power source. Where in our example, we're using a PDU trip light. Plug, plug, click, click, and there you go. Off to the mining races. Sometimes I set up a whiteboard thing, but you know, today that's just not going to be the case. So let's take conservative mining profitability estimate here, right? So $20, and let's say half a year. And let's say that's after I clear the electric bill. So in half a year, ironically, I would hit right on that number of $3,600. I would more than break even with this mining rig, as well as accommodate for paying a residential electric bill. Let's say things are looking good, right? Now you consistently mine $30 a day with this mining rig, even after you pay the electric bill, which is very possible in the super bullish market, and the fact that you have two different cryptocurrencies that you can mine. So if one tanks, it's all right, switch it over, but keep in mind other people are going to be doing the same thing. So ironically, I hit the number again. You know, math, right? We can do math. And $3,600 again. So if you can clear $30 a day consistently, this thing will break even in 120 days. 120 days is 4 months. Okay, so a break even for this, for a retail order, you know, per unit, which don't think you're getting deals right now. Everyone's buying everything. Okay, people are paying over asking prices. Pretty much any miner you can buy, if you can get it at relative retail, in this market, that's a good buy. So yeah, I mean, this miner, I mean, all the Goldshell miners that we've reviewed recently, the HS1, the HS1 Plus, the HS3 SE, they've all been great. They've all done exactly what they're supposed to do. And honestly, they're pretty cool offerings, and their company has been responsive with questions. I asked them for the firmware, click, click, they sent it right over. I also dug around and found their GitHub, and I found it there as well. But I really just wanted to test their customer service in that regard. And it's there. It's much better than the customer service of InnoSilicon. InnoSilicon is awful. It's pretty awful. Bitmain has been, you know, terrible for me to deal with as well. Once you start spending millions of dollars, Bitmain will be okay to deal with. But if you don't think you'll ever be spending millions of dollars on Antmine or ASIC miners, well, you may never join the VIP club. So I think Goldshell has taken an excellent stance of actually making a retail shop and actually allowing people to order single quantity miners. Okay, it's a big deal and it's important. And I know a lot of people are opposed to ASIC miners, and a lot of people love ASIC miners. I mean, it's a love-hate thing, right? But this so far has been the best company I have found to deal with regarding this, period. Just period. I mean, obviously the little Apollo ASIC miners are super cool, but that doesn't compete with this on like this profitability and industrial level. And Obelisk, they were good if you didn't take part in their pre-sale and get like blown up with that. But you know, they had their ups and downs, right? But clearly they didn't fully weather the storm because they're not here continuing to make miners. Without rambling on and on, the summary is that, you know, should you buy this miner, right? That's the question always. Should you buy this miner? In this market with two mining algorithms, I think this is a profitable miner. It's a relatively safe buy, and I think it's one of the better miners you can buy right now. If you're sitting around waiting to build that GPU mining rig, have fun sitting on now in stock all day to hopefully get this GPU rig that NVIDIA is trying to lock you out of with all kinds of nonsense. You know, you got to make hay when it shines, and mining profitability is up, coins are up, and manufacturers have been lagging behind in producing miners because they were sitting there. The miners were sitting on the shelves 2 years ago. A lot of them were still sitting on the shelves last year. They cannot even get any miners to stay in stock this year, okay? And I'll leave it at that. So again, you do whatever you want to do. I don't care. I'm having fun mining. It's a blast. I love crypto. I'm just happy that you have even watched the video this long. So please hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you have not already, And leave me a comment below and let me know your thoughts on the Goldshell HS5. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.